Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on one of today's awesome frickin' cars, man. SS427 convertible, 69 Camaro. You say, well, Tone, you couldn't get the 427 in a convertible, could you ever? Of course you couldn't, but a coupe, maybe from the factory, you got a Copo car, but that's why I love this car so much, because you couldn't get this car, which makes it one of one, meaning that you roll up to a car show and something like this with a 427 under the hood, you're probably the only guy there like that. I love the hood on this thing. I love the way the stripes and the spoiler are set up. One cool thing you could do with the car if you wanted to though, really, is we could put a stock cowl hood back on the car, take these stripes off and put the SS stripes on if you wanted to, and that's not a big expense, or you can leave it just like it is. It looks great too. So that's the cool thing about doing some business here, is we can kind of change anything you want to get it to your taste, so it's exactly the way you like it. So when you stroll up to wherever it is, you had a hand in building it, just like you will here when we walk through this whole car. All right, so Tuxedo Black, hard to argue with that color. I think we would all agree, right? My sponsor, McLaren, right here. They're not really my sponsor. I just thought it was a cool hat. Loves black paint as well, and this is now the time that we're going to review that. So let's check the quality of that, please. Come on up here and let's have a little peek. So listen, you're on the internet, you're looking at these cars, you're looking at a video, hopefully you have a decent monitor. You should be able to read all of that in that right there perfectly. Great, don't look at this right here, look at the reflection inside there and say, okay, wow, that's really nice paint. The great thing about that being really nice paint is we are inside the lights here, which are really hard on the paint to begin with, so it's going to show all the flaws and things like that. And if it looks great here, you can imagine outside it's going to look 50% better because these fluorescent lights are so hard on everything. All right, so let's look at the build of this car here. All right, as we walk around, new bumpers, new grille, headlights, spoiler, like so many dollars are spent on this car. And where a lot of money is spent on this car is underneath the car, and you can't see that. I want to tell you why that's important, because that's going to determine the drive, and it's also going to determine how long you keep this car driving as well as it does right now. Meaning if the underneath of the car is all done and restored, then that's something you don't have to do again, which is really great when you think about it. All right, so I like this right here. You got the SS427 call out, right? The real super sport stripes. We got 18s and 20s on this car. Four-wheel disc brakes with the red calipers. All right, so we got a modernized suspension in here. We got modern wheels and tires and modern brake system. So this car not only has a lot of power and goes well, but it also stops well and handles well too. All right, we look down the side. One of the things I like to show is this. Like, if somebody spent some time wet sanding and buffing this paint, and it looks really nice inside there. All right, let's walk around. All new door handles. I like to show that for a reason. Like, listen to this for a second. You know how you don't hear that rattle, that secondary sound of the insides of the door or the window, what have you? You say, well, that's nice, Tone, that's beautiful, but why? Who cares? Okay, you're right. Who cares? I'll tell you who cares. You're going to care. The reason why you care is somebody spent some time rebuilding this whole entire guts of this door. Remember, it's a 40-year-old door with 40-year-old parts in it. Now it's an all-new door with all new parts, and that's why it sounds so nice. Okay, plus the fit and finish is really nice. The gap is good. All right, so moldings there. Come on back here. Bumpers, SS callouts, taillights, exhaust is done really nice on this car. Okay, big spoiler in the back. Again, some little stuff like this. Come on, let's walk over here for a second. All right, four-wheel disc brakes inside here. 20-inch rims. This is a great looking car, man. I know you're watching the video going, wow, that's a really nice looking car. Well, you know what? You're right, it is a really nice looking car. All right? Anyway, so we looked at the outside and you saw the pictures and things like that, and the pictures are great and everything, but I want you to see when you're walking around, this is what it looks like when you walk out to your garage and you go get in this car. You go, man, I love my car. And that's why I love doing what I do. All right? Let's check under the hood so you know when you get on that gas what's going on under there, okay? All right. So let's check this out for a second. Some nice stuff done under here, all right? So we got a big 427 in here. We got ceramic coated exhaust, new steering box, new brakes, master cylinder, new wiper, okay? Firewall is all smoothed over there. Billet specialties, valve cover, and matching air cleaner in here. Big thing we forget to ask about, power steering. This has fast ratio power steering on it. This does have power four-wheel disc brakes. Another thing that we forget to ask about. Look at the size of this radiator. It's absolutely enormous. All right, that goes in here. This also has an electric fan, and the reason why I spend some time talking about that is if you want to go to a cruise, it's hot out, it's 80 degrees, 90 degrees, 100 degrees, you're sitting in bumper to bumper traffic or whatever, this radiator is the difference between you moving back and forth throughout the day and cars that are on the side of the road overheating. All right, little stuff like this, Optima Battery, right? All the parts in here are hard quality, high dollar, nicely done stuff. And because you can't see the underneath of the car, because it's not on the rack, but it's so nice there too. And I just wanted you to see everything else that goes well. I love this little filler panel in here. It's just really, when you open the hood, everybody goes, wow. Because that's really what you're gonna do, is go to a car show, open the hood like this, right? And be able to do that. All right, let's take a peek in here. Because again, this is a lot of the detail too. Okay, so it's splatter painted like it's supposed to be. It's got the nice matte inside here. This is all buffed and polished and waxed too. I mean, it's just little stuff like this that takes these things to a whole new level. And weather stripping. This is a nice car, man. You're gonna really like this car. Throw your cooler back in there, a couple of chairs too, go to a car show, hang out for a little bit, and then go for a drive. Take this car out to dinner, take another couple out with you. This is gonna be a lot of fun, you're gonna love it. All right, so come on here and let's step into your future cockpit, all right? So, where things keep going. All this detailed stuff, the 3-spoke wheel, great shifter inside here with the hearse and the chrome ball. It's a cool console right here, all right? This has what we call it a Covan dash because they were the originators of this. And again, it has the Autometer gauges and things like that. The car is showing 21 miles since the restoration. I don't know if that's true or not. It's pretty nice, but this is even nicer when the fact that you got an 8,000 RPM tach, full gauges everywhere, easily will exceed the speedometer on here, 120 mile an hour speedometer. At least that's what I think. I don't know for certain because first off, I've never driven that fast because I would be perjuring myself for the times I went to court. And never mind. Okay, probably I digress for a second. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, so this is where you're going to be hanging out. The Houndstooth, brand new seat covers, seat foams, carpet, mats, kick panels, door panels, A-pillar trim, dash, all this stuff has all been replaced. All the stuff that, yes, you're right, you could do this yourself. Yes, you're right, you could restore a car to this level. You're absolutely right. But first off, you couldn't restore it for the price of this car. And secondly, it'd be 2 or 3 years before you're wheeling it. So that's why this is such a great bargain and such a way to buy a car, is when they're all done like that. All right? Anyway, so enough of my rambling. How about I start it up for you so you can hear what it sounds like? All right, so let's close this video up. Listen, we're talking about a detailed undercarriage with new pans and things like that, new convertible top, new Tuxedo Black paint, new Houndstooth interior, 4-wheel disc brakes, 18 and 20-inch rims, not to mention the great sound that this car makes with a 427 in it and rolling through the shifter. I mean, it's just, wow, how you doing? Anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We gotta find a way, man, to get this car in your garage.